Good morning, good morning, good morning. If everyone could please take your seats. Today is Wednesday, January 20th. Welcome to your City Hall. This council meets every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. The public is welcome. Mr. Clerk, I do believe we have a quorum. Could you call the roll?
Blumenfield, Bonham, Buscaino, Sodillo, Engler, Fuentes, Harris, Dawson, Weezer, Carrasco, Crane, Martinez, O'Farrell, Price, Rue, Wesson, 11 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you. First order of business.
Approval of the minutes.
Bonin moves, Buscaino seconds. Next.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Price moves, Harris Dawson seconds. Next.
Mr. President, the Department of Building and Safety recommends that items 1G, I, J, N, O, P, Q, and R be received and filed inasmuch as the liens have been paid in full, and that items 1A, D, and T be continued to February 3rd.
Okay, so without objection, that'll be the order. So now let's actually go through the items, 1 through 15, items 1 through 15.
Very good, sir. There, items 1 through 15 are items noticed for public hearing.
Cards?
Yes, sir. Cards on 1 and 15.
Okay, let's hold those and prepare to vote. Mr. Weezer?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm just standing up to make sure we haven't passed 18, have we?
No.
No, okay, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It happens. All right. Let's prepare to vote on the remaining items. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Continue.
Mr. President, items 16 through 32 are items for which public hearings have been held. Committee reports for items 18 and 30 have been submitted and circulated for Council's consideration. Further, there are requests to send items 16 and 18 forthwith.
Okay, Mr. Weezer, what did you want to do with 18?
Special, please.
Okay, we'll hold item 18. Mr. Koretz.
Item 30 special.
30 for Mr. Koretz. Cards. Oh, no, we don't have to take cards on this one.
Correct,
Members,
sir.
any other specials? Okay, let us prepare to vote on the remaining items. Let us open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Okay, continue.
And, Mr. President, items 16 and 17, those with ordinances, will be held over for a second read unless reconsidered later.
And then which one was supposed to go forthwith?
That was 16.
Okay. All right. We are where?
Mr. President, that brings us to items 32 through 45. They're items for which public hearings have not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Okay, so without objection, those items are now before this body. Do we have cards on these items?
Yes, sir, we do. We have cards on 33, 36, 38, 39, and 42, and 43.
Let's hold those items and let's prepare to vote on the remaining items. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Continue.
Mr. President, that brings us to items 46 through 48. They're items scheduled for closed session. Would you like to hold them on the desk?
You know, we don't have Mr. Krikorian, but I believe, Mr. City Attorney, that we can move forward with these items in open session.
Correct.
So, Mr. Clerk, would you like to read the items?
Very good, sir. For item 46, in the case entitled Lucic Sadoyan et al. Versus City of Los Angeles, there's a recommendation to expend $165,000. For item 47, in the case entitled Gabriela Fabian et al. Versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend $750,000 in settlement. And for item 48, in the case entitled Jerry Hinkston versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend $250,000 in settlement.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Let's prepare to vote on these items. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
That brings us where?
Mr. President, at this time, we are at 12 members. Would you like to reconsider items 16 and 17?
Definitely.
Very good,
So
sir.
we'll vote on reconsideration now for those two items. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Okay, now we will actually vote on the items. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
All right.
And again, pardon me, sir, there's a request to send 16 forthwith.
Okay, without objection. So that brings us where, Mr. Clerk?
That takes council back to presentations, items called special, or general public comment.
Okay, thank you. Why don't I defer to Mr. Weezar at this time? So, Mr. Weezar, the floor is yours.
Should we ask the planning department to come on up here? Sure, sure. Why don't the planning department come on up as well?
What's your good side? What side do you want to know?
This is my good side.
So you go on this side?
go on this
Yeah, all
side,
right.
yeah. Thank you, Mr. President, and colleagues and public. I am saddened today to introduce a resolution from all of the council acknowledging the departure of Michael LeGrand as the Director of Planning from our beloved city. As you all know, one of the most important things we can do as a city is to make sure that we keep our streets safe and clean, but also that we have sound planning principles in place to plan for not only the present but the future as well. And Michael is someone who I regard as a friend, but more importantly, he's someone we've all come to consider as being one of the most valued members of the city family. After nearly 16 years of dedicated service to the City of Los Angeles and the Department of City Planning, his departure will undoubtedly be a loss for the city. But if I know anything about Michael, I'm sure he'll be fine wherever he goes after this position. Michael LeGrand started with the planning department nearly 16 years ago, where he quickly ascended through the ranks to become the youngest person in the city's history to become the director. Along the way, he pioneered the creation of the now irreplaceable expedited processing section in 2003 and served in a critical role as the chief zoning administrator from 2006 to 2010. In August of 2010, Michael LeGrand was appointed as the director of planning during a time when the city was trying to come to grips with the most devastating economic recession of our time. As a director, he hit the ground running as he ushered in a visionary plan titled Doing More with Less, which helped avoid numerous staff layoffs while still maintaining the delivery of services from the department. In the years to follow, the planning department would undertake the most ambitious and comprehensive zoning code revision in the history of the city in the Recode LA program. He helped secure approximately $6 million in Metro funding for developing a series of TOD plans, that's transit-oriented development plans, around the city's new rail stations. He oversaw updates to the city's general plan, including the new housing element, the mobility element, which we are voting on today if we haven't already, and the development of the city's first ever health and wellness plan. And he also helped direct the department in establishing numerous other local planning overlays and districts so vital in protecting the quality of life standards for our communities. During his tenure, the planning department would come to receive over 20 American Planning Association awards to firmly establish the growth of Los Angeles as a world-class urban landscape. And so, members of the City Council, it is my pleasure to present this resolution to give Michael a huge thank you for his firm commitment to the City of LA, a job well done, and certainly someone who stepped in to serve as the planning director for the city at a time when it needed some strong leadership. And his staff from the planning department is here to show how much they work together as a team to certainly keep the ball rolling in this city with respect to planning. So, Michael, job well done. Thank you so much for your service. We appreciate all you've done and know that the landscape in the city of Los Angeles will forever have a positive impact because of your work. Congratulations and thank you so much.
Let's give him a round of applause.
Planners are never shy. That's right. It's just that we're short, that's all.
Okay, Mr. Weezer, before Mr. LeGrand begins, I have a couple of members that are on the queue that would like to say a few words. We will begin with Mr. Joe Buscaino.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mike, sad to see you go. You were the first person I've met the day after my election night, and in the parking lot when you said your name was Mike LeGrand. I go, my mom's last name is LeGrand, LeGrandie, and I said, I'm sure we're related somewhere down the line. So cousin Mike, thank you so much for your service. An amazing 4 years together since I've been in office. You and your team been open and honest with finding ways to redevelop our waterfront from San Pedro all the way up to Watts. And your dedication of service is exemplary, and we're going to miss your spirit and your love for public service. So I really appreciate we appreciate your work that you put forth in the years here at the City of Los Angeles. I know you're going to do bigger and better things moving forward, but really blessed to be a part of your team and finding ways to bring prosperity to the city. I mean, and Jose, you're absolutely right. What Mike did, especially in the downtown Los Angeles area, has definitely gone unnoticed. And you definitely have left your mark in the city of Los Angeles. God bless you. Thank you for your service, and good luck to you.
All right. And Michael, I'll say to you and your team, we want to thank you for all the work that you've done, and we wish you success in the future. With that said, Mr. Cedillo.
Michael, thank you. Thank you on behalf of my staff, and thank you personally because, like Joe, I think you're the first director that I met, and you made the transition seem easy, and you've taught me so much about planning, its importance, but you also taught me so much about leadership, your flexibility, your insight, your preparation, and I was glad to see that it was acknowledged during your tenure in winning all those awards that you received. Nothing's more important, more valuable than winning acclamation from your colleagues, and so it was much deserved. I really thank you for your leadership and your friendship during the time that we've been working together. And let me repeat, on behalf of my staff, thank you, because they praise the collaboration that we have with you and your department. It comes from the top, and we know it. And so we want to thank you on behalf of my staff. And like downtown, you put an imprint on my district, and the first district is just beginning to blossom, and is much as a result of your leadership and guidance. So thank you so much.
All right. Mr. Bonin.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mike, I just wanted to thank you as well, echoing what Mr. Buscaino and Mr. Cedillo had said. I want to thank you for a couple things in particular. I want to thank you for trying to run a department that was chronically underfunded and understaffed. You have a remarkable staff standing with and behind you right now, and over the years, particularly since the Great Recession, they have been asked to do a hell of a lot more with a hell of a lot less, and that's been a very tough job, and I just wanted to acknowledge that you were helming the department at that time and that your staff has had to work doubly hard for that, and I want to thank you for that. I am a little surprised at the lengths that you're apparently willing to go to avoid participating in the Venice Local Coastal Plan process. Leaving the entire city seems a bit extreme, but we'll try to get it done without you. I just want to wish you well. Thanks for everything, and be well.
All right. Mr. LeGrand, the floor is yours. Let's give Michael another round of applause.
Thank you, council members. It's with great pleasure I'm before you today. I've had so many friends here, and the job you do, I can't tell you how proud I am to be a part of it. All the things you heard that we've accomplished would never have happened without the people behind me and the staff that's at their desk working right now. I've been fortunate to work with some of the brightest planners in the nation and be able to be their leader for almost 18 years of my career. One of the things that really excites me is the policy debates we have at this council, the way the council president allows you to ask us questions, challenge us, things like the mobility plan, the community plan program, the housing element, the amount of conversations we have about that and how serious you take your jobs and the passion you have for your districts and making sure all those districts' voices are heard and really challenging us to do the best job to move Los Angeles forward is really enlightening. It's sad that I'm leaving. I feel like my work isn't quite done, but I think in the city of Los Angeles it'll never completely be done. I'm very excited to move on to the next chapter of my life. Just as a preview, this is probably the only time I won't have a 2-minute reminder on me for the rest of my career, so I'll still be brief, though. And I want to thank you all for the friendship. I'd like to thank the mayor for the opportunity he's given me, and thank the prior administration for appointing me, as well as for the council for their help during the budget process. We've grown the staff of the department from 207 up to over 400 in this coming budget year. So the one thing I leave you with is continue to believe in planning, continue to fund planning. Planning doesn't happen in a vacuum, and the outreach to your constituents does require us to use planners, and we hope that you'll keep funding us like you have in the past. And your dedication to the city and the hard work you do is really appreciated by all of us and the people behind me. So thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you in my next chapter.
All right, Michael LeGrand, everyone.
Thank you again, Mr. LeGrand. And we all know that something that did happen under your tenure is that we weren't just processing cases through the planning department with respect to new projects and rehabilitating old ones, but you did a lot of policy planning, which is something that the city needs to do as we think about the future. But you and your staff are some of the most hardest working staff in the city of LA, oftentimes go unrecognized for the amount of hours and time spent on not only processing cases but also doing the policy planning that's needed for the city. Our general plan, as you know, is our constitution for the city that describes what type of city we would like to have. And for you and your team to update some of those elements that haven't been updated in such a long time speaks volumes about you and your hardworking staff. So congratulations to you. You are part of the city family, and we will always know that we have not lost someone, but someone has just gone on to conquer new adventures. Congratulations, Michael.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Michael. Okay, Sean Murphy, where are you, Sean? We're going to jump to item 39. If you'd come down.
Yeah, I'm getting this. Yeah, okay. Thanks.
Okay, Sean, go ahead.
Yes, item 39. I am supporting this.
Thank you. On 39, let us open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.